Hi, in this video we are going to discuss about the memory. As we studied in the previous lectures, in the John von Neumann architecture, the memory is actually at the center of the computer system. And it is an electronic circuit that can hold the data and the program instructions. So in order to run the program or read the data, you have to load them into the main memory. But memory, we have different types actually. The first type is the RAM, the random access memory. It's also the main memory. The second type is called ROM, read-only memory, and third type is CMOS. So we have introduced the structure of the main memory, and the reason why it's called the RAM is because it's a collection of cells, and for each cell we have a physical address. So like here. So we can actually access any cell by using the physical address. So that's the reason why we call it random access memory. So the speed is pretty fast. It's about 60 to 80 nanoseconds. But the main feature of the main memory is that it's a volatile storage, meaning that if you turn off the power, the content in the main memory will lose. So we have to keep the power going on so that we can keep the content in the memory. So it's also a temporary storage. So this shows you what the main memory looks like. So this is the memory circuit. And how to measure the size of the memory? We use a couple of units. So the smallest unit is called bit, which is like one binary number. It could have two different values, 0 and 1. And we are going to introduce the binary in the third chapter. The second one is called the byte. So 1 byte equals to 8 bits. Okay. And then we have the KB, kilobytes. So 1 kilobyte equals to 1024 bytes. And the reason why 1 kilobyte is not equal to 1000 bytes is because it's measured in binary and is not in decimal, so it's not equal to 1000. And we're going to explain this in chapter 3. And then we have kilobytes and megabytes. And 1 megabyte equals to 1024 kilobytes. And then we have gigabytes. 1 gigabyte equals to like 1024 megabytes. And then we also have the terabytes, petabytes, exabytes. And the second type of the memory is called ROM, read-only memory. It's also a circuit, and the difference between the RAM and the ROM is that the content in the ROM is not volatile, meaning that even though you turn off your computer, the content in the ROM is still there. And it is read-only, meaning that the user cannot modify the content in the ROM. So the ROM contains a small set of instructions. It's called the BIOS, the Basic Input and Output System. It is an important small system that can help you to verify your system configuration and to load your operating system. So it is a critical part of the system. So this part is the BIOS. So this is the ROM. So when you turn on your computer, the CPU performs the instructions in the ROM BIOS to search the disk drive for the main operating system files, and the computer then loads these files into the RAM and then use them for the remainder of the computing session. The third type of memory is called CMOS. Its memory contains essential information that is required every time the computer system is turned on, and it's similar as the RAM, meaning that the content in the CMOS is volatile. So if you don't have the power supply, the content will lose. So it's the difference between CMOS and the regular RAM is that it's not powered by the main power supply of the computer. It's actually powered by a little battery. And the information, the configuration informations like the keyboard, the mouse, the monitor, the system time, those information are stored in the CMOS. And this information can be changed by the user. So when you turn on your machine, you can actually have a way to go into the CMOS to change the system time. So here shows you the CMOS, and we have a small battery here because this is the desktop main board. So you can see the small battery, and for the laptop it's a little bit different. And this part is the CMOS circuit. Okay, so if you go into the CMOS configuration, you can see the some part of the information that you can modify is stored in the CMOS. So this is all about the memory, and we basically have three different types of memory. And the RAM is the so-called primary memory. The ROM is the place where we store the BIOS system.